It's almost over. Thank you for being here this long. I have one question for the crowd tonight. Have you ever seen somebody throw something away and thought, hey, that's not garbage? That happens to me all the time. I'm Nicole McGee. I'm the founder of Upcycle Parts Shop, and I'm a reuse artist, meaning that I work with leftover materials. I was honored in 2012 to be nominated by Cleveland Magazine as one of the most interesting people in Cleveland for that work. When we talk about creative reuse, it's about taking leftover materials and transforming them in a way that adds value. Upcycling is another way to say that. I started doing this with jewelry, and then I started doing this with flowers. These are vinyl flooring samples. And you might recognize these flowers from the tabletops of one of my favorite restaurants and my longest corporate partner, Aladdin's Eateries. This little centerpiece is across the table in 40 different restaurants across 5 states. And I share this with you to say that there is a marketplace for handmade upcycled goods, and I've been able to leverage that with corporate contracts. I also wanted to say that this is a much bigger opportunity than a sole artist alone, and it's a much bigger problem than for a sole artist alone. Landfills and the rate at which we're filling them in society is a giant problem. Reuse is one small solution because we capture value. Instead of it going there, we give it a longer life. Another problem in our society is disconnection from one another, from our neighbors, and from our own ability to make things with our hands like we used to at another era in our country. Upcycle Parts Shop is a response to those problems. Together with my colleague, Devin Fagan-Herdman, we launched Upcycle Parts Shop last summer with the support of many others. We are a community-based creative reuse arts center. Our mission is to provoke creativity and promote community through reuse. This is our mission, and it's our work every day. We work out of a storefront location in Cleveland's St. Clair neighborhood. This is where people bring us donated leftovers and where we offer them for extremely low cost because we get them donated. Think thrift store meets art supply store. We're open 4 days a week. And inside our retail shop, we have a creative area in the back. We call this Art Bar on purpose because we know that kids love to craft, but we need a word like bar to get your attention. I hope it worked. In this space, we offer workshops, classes, we host birthday parties, and we also take this kind of programming off-site. And when we talk about waste, we're talking about exciting, interesting, usable, non-toxic pieces and parts from commercial, industrial, and residential waste streams. We're proud of what we've built at Upcycle Parts Shop, but this isn't our model. There's a national model. There's creative reuse centers around the country, and we've been trained by and continue to receive technical support from one of the industry leaders, our friends at the Scrap Exchange in Durham. We're a team of 5 friendly crafters, and we're all part-time, and one of our smiling faces is what you'll see when you come to visit us at Upcycle Parts Shop. Our sales plan is a varied strategy. You can see that we don't put all of our eggs in one basket, but we've come up with multiple programs and services to use that waste that we divert and make it available in ways that people want to spend money on. We're on track to earn nearly $45,000 in 2015 as we talk about our multiple revenue streams. We're visual people, and we thought you might be too. This is what our financial projections look like. With generous funding in 2014, we launched, and we earned $20,000 in earned income in our first half year. This year, we're on track to double that. And as you can see, each year that we're open, our earned income and our shop sales increase. One of our areas of biggest growth and in which we have a proven track record is corporate clients. Whether it's name tag making stations at a corporate event, internal team building exercises, or community arts programming that's underwritten by one of our partners, we have found a way to meet the needs, not just meet the needs of our partners with nonprofits and corporations, but excel at what we do. This is an area of big momentum for us. 20 organization and corporation partners last year, and we're on track to double that number as well this year. Speaking of momentum, the neighborhood we're located in is St. Clair-Superior. We're a project of St. Clair-Superior Development Corporation, and we're part of a broader revitalization strategy with them. The right half of this map is the neighborhood called St. Clair Neighborhood. Next year, the ground is breaking on a $25 million brand new high school a block away from us. Currently, a new food hub is being developed. A new food hub is being developed as a $7 million investment. I say these investment levels and these $1 million numbers because this is a neighborhood that is depressed, and it's important to be part of a team, and investment in this neighborhood is important. Socially and economically depressed in the St. Clair neighborhood. Our role as a part of that team is also to work with the existing community. They've been there for decades, and they want to have a part of being connected with a brighter future in their own neighborhood. And we do this in various ways. We have our storefront. One of the ways that we do this is youth-led beautification projects, so you can see some of that happening there. We also have community open studios where we sort of spread out onto the sidewalk in the warm months and offer programming and teach people what we know how to do and learn from them for what they know how to do. We also work with some of the materials we get diverted aren't quite art supplies, so we share those with the thrift stores that are located up and down the street from us. And the last way that I wanted to share with you is a little less tangible. It's the way that we, as a shop, open 4 days a week with regular hours that we're committed to being at, sort of serve as a community center, a community place where people come in and connect and come back, and we learn their names and they know ours and they meet each other. A great example of that is one of our most devout volunteers, Marino. He's, I think, 58 years old. He's Croatian. He moved to St. Clair when he was 10 years old, and he comes into our shop every day that we're open. Well, not every day. Every week he reminds us, and me in particular, that we're the new kids on the block in this neighborhood and that this is his neighborhood. But he's there all the time, and he knows everybody in the neighborhood, and he volunteers with us, and he builds us shelves, and he connects with others. He's a social guy. We chuckled the other day when this 58-year-old Croatian man was exchanging money with our 19-year-old African-American intern because she hemmed his pants. She's a fashion intern, and he asked her to hem his pants and take them home. That's the kind of connection that we don't aim to create, but that happens when you create an authentic location, a community-centered model. Here's some metrics on our social impact. We wanted to share these with you, and it's exciting because all of these numbers have increased since we last crunched them, including that 5.5 tons of waste diverted number. A quick story about the high school down the street. Students at St. Martin de Porres High School, we co-facilitated an after-school club with them last year, and they said, we want to make a public art project that we can see in our neighborhood. So we brought in what looked like bags of recycling, but really it was plastic bottles, and we showed them how to cut them, how to paint them, how to turn them into flowers, and then together we installed them on telephone poles. They said, this is my first time holding a ladder, and this is my first time holding a hammer, and my first time on a ladder. And for all of us, it was our first time defacing telephone poles. But these are still up. They've made it through 2 winters. This is a great example. This is exactly what we do at Upcycle Parts Shop. We capture value where others don't see it. We teach people how to do that with us. We create beauty, pride, and ownership in a place where people were asking for it. In 2014, Community Partnership for Arts and Culture led a study of the arts industry in Cleveland. And they chose our new revitalization strategy as one of 8 case studies for different ways that art and economic development are happening in Cleveland. We operate at the confluence of sustainability, economic development, community building, and creativity. And we think it's that confluence where the greatest social impact is possible. Speaking of impact, funding for Sea Change would allow us to take a product we've created, flowers out of plastic bottles, and engage a marketing professional to help us scale this product. We know that people are interested. We get interest all the time. We just don't have the capacity to scale it to become a local, regional, national brand that tells a story of upcycling, of transformation, of beauty, and of what we're doing here in St. Clair and in Cleveland. At Upcycle Parts Shop, we like to say we're creating less waste and more art, and we'd like you to join us. Thank you.